So this is the epilogue here now. So you basically get to choose these little scenes in time, and that kind of expands what happened to the character afterwards.
That said, I could have played this game for 2 hours, and I could have played Life is Strange for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I do think that you'd have gotten more character development here
Mm-hmm.
than in that game.
No, do you know what? You hit the nail on the head there, because Life is Strange was the exact game I was thinking of when I was playing this. Because I remember, not so much in the second game because that was a ball of wank, but in the first game, you did have that option there was a kind of the I suppose the kind of the lesbian option, if you want to call it that, and how that kind of story changes if you wanted to go down that route. And I was thinking at the time, I was thinking, oh, that's a nice way of kind of doing it, because again, at that point in your life, you're very likely to have gay or lesbian experiences and so forth, and that can change your viewpoint of a lot of things.
Next. Sorry.
But for me, I love as well, they brought her to Pride, and that was her sign.
Be nice to the gay.
But in a broken sentence, it's be nice, but specifically. But yeah, so this is a nice little sign off for her character as well. The fact that she's able to start opening up now as well, And this is the part I like, because it's telling backstory about her.
You probably could have done with this while making decisions at the end then.
Exactly. This is I would have wanted to know this before the fact.
She was an interesting character. She could have had this development as part of the game.
Yeah, this is the thing. And again, you can make the argument that this is still part of the game, but you've just had the credits, so that tells me we're done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, it's a nice little. It's a nice sign off for each character, but it's also there's also two universes going on here, so some of it's not going to make sense. Yeah. Just saying. But yeah, as I was saying, the Underage Train and Cloud Speckled Sky.
Yeah.
So again, it's nice that you can even you can juggle the diary around to whichever way you want it. That's a good line. I like that.
Yeah.
Which is again, that's very, very true. How many people gone their entire lives without being themselves when you think about it.
Ooh.
So this should be interesting. Yeah, the pencil can be a bit generous, I think it's fair to say.
Wheedling doesn't get a crossery.
Is that even an Irish word?
No, I don't know it.
No. Again, nice little scenes, but again, it's after the story. So, what's the significance of it is kind of up to your interpretation.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I do like the cheeky cross there just at the end, just to remind you, we're watching. Keep an eye on you.
No.
You know this is where it was going, lads. Come on. Like it's one of the central themes of the game at this point.
Yeah, that's such an Irish thing those days. We can even say it out loud.
Yeah. We don't normally make a fuss about it, is what I'm saying, you know?
Interesting.
Yeah, what's this all about?
Shams.
Mm-hmm.
Tiny room. You haven't seen our apartment in Dublin.
Yeah, this is 94, lads, you know, a tiny room there is like, you know, it's a very different thing.
Oh.
You've gone all alternative and shit. Here's a little hoop.
I think I'm going to call bullshit on this epilogue. It's too happy, cheery compared to the rest of the game. Unite that house.
Yeah. To be fair, that's not a bad shout. Like, we are essentially writing our own like future here, so it's like, yeah, well, all this happens, definitely. So again, it's nice that like, you know, like, you're able to make amends after like, you know, ditching him, kicking the poor guy while he's down. We also forgot about Lauren. Like, she's gone. So moving on.
Whoever she was, she's gone.
Yeah. Was she even there to begin with? I thought. Anyway, moving on. You notice the use of they there, by the way.
There, yeah.
Right. So this is the weird one. So the 1990X one is where like the things have gone to shit, and there's kind of like a very like alternate reality to this.
Oh shit. Okay.
Okay. Let's see that.
So
James will enjoy this.
yes. So I think this is all based off the of Kasio the astronaut here at this point. And it has nothing to do with the actual like other characters with some going on. It's like why if like things have gone to shit, basically. I'm not gonna lie, lads, it's very Death Stranding. Like, it's literally the same gimmick as Death Stranding. Like, all communications are over, everyone's fractured, and now everyone has to try and help rebuild society. Like, the only thing this is missing is fucking Norman Reedus, like, with a fucking baby attached to him.
Yeah.
Everything is so different now. The music is more spacey.
Yeah. So yeah, there's the key word there. They're the seeds of new universes. So essentially we are in this new universe ourselves. So there you go. Yeah.
Okay.
So what's kind of happening here is like from the one event of like Kasio nearly dead with Diary, two different like worlds have opened up. The one where she was okay and fine, but also the one where her in the future in the black hole has gone into the black hole and is now in this weird kind of dimension. You notice that the guy on the left there looks quite familiar.
Yeah.
But this fella's name is called Anu, apparently. So I think the idea is that like this Kasio doesn't actually have the same backstory even as the one from Ackle Island, or if so, it doesn't seem to matter. So in a sense, like that's what it says. Like even the past is being rewritten, so she hasn't gone through the shit that like that we've seen in the entire duration of the game. So it's quite odd. And again, this is the sort of thing where like this is the sort of part of the story which I would have liked some form of like explanation on, you know. Like they've kind of kept this like a bit too in the dark for me to try and like get stuck into now. Like a little bit of like extended like game time in that part would have been good.
Yeah.
But no, this part doesn't work for me, unfortunately.
This is all very strange.
Yeah. Again, like legit, like this is just Death Stranding now at this point. Like, I'm trying to go like, what the fuck is this all about? Happy Little Lackle Island being attacked by H.P. Lovecraft. Fuck off. This only happened once, and that was during Italia 90. No one talks about it because it was such a happy time for our country.
I thought the anomaly then was the Walk This Time roundabout.
That is where the black hole is now. Yes, it's laying dormant.
It's relocated.
Yes, to a much safer area, just in case.
So this is basically a horror story now.
There's Breed McHugh.
Just fighting monsters, have a cup of tea.
As you do. So again, like Breed is our man, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
In canon. So like this Kasio is a complete different person from like the one we're seeing in the story. Or it's either, again, it's also the point maybe just everyone's just forgotten all the whole like, you know, family and all that sort of shite. But yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird part of the game.
It's almost Bridget's Day.
Mm-hmm. So again, like this, yeah. So like this, this kind of like Kasio, I suppose, is the kind of like is more of a healer type character. But again, you wouldn't have known that from what we've seen, you know.
From the whole game, no.
Yeah, because the whole game kind of focuses on the other character. So to kind of have this suddenly like, and here's what's been happening in the alternate universe. Like some people would go like, there was an alternate universe where, like,
Yeah.
It's either that or it's all a very extended metaphor, and I'm just too dumb to understand.
Revenge.
Revenge. Again, I only went for that because that's the only connective tissue in all of this. It's like, well, you've introduced one character in this part.
Yeah.
What happened? Tell me things.
Oh, about to almost die and then she's saved?
Yes. Elderly women.
Maggie?
Yeah.
And Hilda?
Yeah. Captain Hildegard. See? Now in this alternate universe, the lovely two old women we've been hearing about are space pirate lesbians.
Is this her headcanon for what's going on?
I can only imagine. Like, that is literally my only guess at this point.
Did she start writing short stories?
Possibly.
This is her graphic novel she's writing.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
This is instead of a PhD.
Yeah, she tells she's teaching tutorial. She's just doing graphic novels.
She's just doing fan fiction.
She's doing fan fiction of the people she
Max
knows.
O'Malley fan fiction.
Yes. When space ants go too far. No space pirate speaks like this. And I refuse to be told otherwise.
A cup of space tea now. Oh my god.
Get down off of that space. Get down off of that airlock.
This is a 2000 odd.
Yes. So
Bits now.
again, we're back now with like the actual Kasio here now, with like what's happened to all these characters in the future. So what's happened to Fergal, you might be asking? You'd be shocked to hear he has a family.
Okay.
I love that that's her endearing character trait. She wears a lot of makeup.
Probably your personality. The godmother. Wait.
Who wants to know about the godmother, James? Come on. Apparently you had the criticism of Donegal.
Off to Donegal.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
What year was this?
2012.
2012.
I don't think Mayo got to the final in 2012.
This really is fanfic.
Again, I don't know if it's deliberate or not, but like Fergal's character always seems to be the worst drawn. You know, like the least detail about him, because like he is just a bland, like dull bastard. So like literally he doesn't even have the closest like facial features.
No, it was Donegal Mayo.
Oh, there you go. It's in canon, lads. This has actually happened.
Yeah.
And you know what? Mayo fucking bottled it again. So again, this is future man now. What have we learned about her from growing old? So again, we mentioned this already, but the lead designer for this game is trans herself. So this is why it does come across like a very personal game, because it seems like she's talking through her own experiences as well.
A lot of this game does come across as a personal experience.
Yeah. And that's why that's one of the really good things about it. Like it does feel very relatable. You know, like you can understand people are feeling this way and people are in these similar situations. Not even if you're trans, by the way. Like even if you're gay or you're something along those lines as well. Like if you're in a part of Ireland, minds do not change that quickly. They are very closed minds. They are built into Catholic dogma. You know?
Yes, because Dublin is full of open-minded folks.
Well, I mean, in comparison, again, that's what I love about the aspect of it here. It's like this is brought across like as if it's Dublin that's changed them. Dublin, this like hotbed of like liberals that like don't believe in that stuff. It's like, okay, have you been to Dublin, lads? Do you know what we do? Not much.
Nah.
So yeah, again, the story here is that we've happened to see Jack on the laptop or on the tube, and we didn't talk to him because again, throughout the game he's been kind of a very incidental character, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. How did that not have a crossroad? Oh, she couldn't.
Oh, she couldn't. again, a weird one. Again, like because like there was so little kind of given to these characters, it's very hard to like write the postscript, you know, because we don't know what's happened to these characters ourselves. So like, how are we supposed to write this, you know? So yeah, that's what's happened to him.
In all honesty, I'm trying to remember the character more than anything.
Yeah, that's the problem. And considering that there's very few characters to begin with, yeah, that says a lot. So now let's see what happens to Maggie in this futuristic year. You'd be shocked to hear she's not a space pirate in this timeline. As much as she wants to, I guess, but no, not this time.
No Hildy.
Of course it has. Yes, babies make everything more stressful. Isn't that right, Neil? Huh? Yeah? He'd agree if he was here.
He's off with the baby.
Yes. He's on baby duty. And will be for the rest of his life. I'm gonna die alone. So again, this is good as well because it at least with this scene, this one works because this is one of the few characters you've had like some form of detail on.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, there you go. And for me, that's a lovely sign off to that character. I think that one in particular works. And again, really good line to end her story on. So yeah, forgive me for going chronologically here, but I presume there's some form of pattern in it, but there actually really isn't. So, remember the Anu that was in the parallel universe? Apparently there's one in this one. Funny how that works. But here's the thing, lads. We know who this person is.
Oh, this is Shan's and their new...
Yeah.
Figured. Because they referenced as they.
Yes, exactly. That was your clue. And there he is. That's how he is now. There you go. Like, not gonna lie, I kind of like that twist. Like, it was not necessarily it was hiding in plain sight, but like, in a way, it's kind of glad that like he did decide to, or indeed they decide to be who they wanted to be. You know. But again, the lovely thing about it is that the best thing about it is that they were able to have a family as well. You know, it's perfectly normal. There's nothing wrong with it. Kids look delighted now, in fairness.
Well, yeah, if you're being forced to perform on stage, no kid wants
that. I would be the same, in fairness. So yeah. Again, for the other character, I think that really did get like fleshing out, a good sign off, because that's like they've got what they wanted as well. You know, they are now who they want to be.
Yeah.
And now, last but certainly not least,
Column.
I'm gonna write in his face, because why not?
Oh, May 22nd, 2016. Oh, it's 15.
It was 15.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
a year after Equality Night.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, do you know what? They actually do mention that, I think, yeah.
In all fairness, this has been a long post game.
Yeah. Like, I was surprised myself, like, how much, like, there was, like, left to the epilogue. I was like, you could have saved this for the game, lads. Like...
I think that's probably the negative I would have for this. This could be part of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, the fact that, like, you are essentially, like, leaving, and, like, we can go by the time. Like, this is a fifth of the game time. Like, left to, like, what do you think happened? It's like, I don't know. You haven't given me enough to go on.
It's like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Burko, you were spot on the money, look.
Sham!
It's for tax purposes. Stop lying to yourself. So yeah. So again, it's nice endings for everybody.
Tom's choice? No.
Again, if I got just a little bit more detail, I would have enjoyed the column character as well. But again, it's just it just needs more information, you know, that kind of way.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it found, lads. That is it. That's all of it done, pretty much.
All right.
So now that we know the story, we know what happened to the character. What's your final thoughts on it, lads?
Should have used the crossry more.
I think we can all agree it needed more crossry, but apart from that, shooting myself in the foot there.
Loved the art, loved the music, the storyline was good.
Presented in a good way. Like the storyboard getting drawn and redrawn, and the diary aspect of like that played really well. It matched very well with the story they were trying to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, really enjoyable. In terms of like a game with no gameplay, the gimmick was decent. The controls were janky for you.
They weren't that bad. I just made them look janky because I was trying to find secret shit, and there wasn't any there. There was one secret shit. That was it. That's one criticism.
You didn't find
fair point. It's a fair point. I just didn't find anything else. Yeah.
But no, really, really enjoyable. And I really did like the Irishness of it. Like, it's a completely alien part of Irishness to me, but I could still relate to the mannerisms and the phraseology of the mother, and you know, like
the conversations felt really natural.
Yeah, like in a lot of games you have like very
stilted.
Yeah, exactly. Conversations. The conversation don't flow where it seemed to flow really well. And that's probably a case of because it's very typical Irish conversations and how we do have conversations.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. And I think
that in media.
Yeah. And again, I think the reason why it works so well is because it was written by Irish people. Like they know the best out of everybody how we speak. So in a sense that there is like a very personal touch on that is what I quite liked. But I suppose from my point of view, what I would say is that like my initial kind of like thoughts on it is that it is just that bit too short for me to really enjoy all of these characters, because it's in a way, like I see what what it's doing is a very big deal. Like the main cast here is a gay couple, a non-binary, and transgender. And the thing about that is like it's a brave move and it's a good move and it's all very good for representation and there needs to be more of it, obviously. What I would say to that is a pet peeve I've often had with like these type of characters is that when they are written in like this, they're written in as just that. Like they are just a gay couple, they're just transgender, whatever. And my only concern is that like obviously for people who are writing and trying to like relate somehow, that's often how the character ends. But for me, and I've always had this philosophy that it should be the least interesting part of their character in a way, and I mean that in a nice way, of course, because in a way, if you wanted to have those characters be like to be fully accessible, to be fully enjoyable for anybody, as opposed to just people who might like shut down when they see a gay character and just not be interested or whatever it is, because again, they have their own preconceptions. And like more detail is needed. You know, like I want to know, like there's one character there that was actually no information was given whatsoever, and that was Jack. Like literally all we knew about him was that he was gay. There was nothing else about it, and he was a drummer and good rashers. That was it. Those are the three character traits. Whereas with like Shan's,
a great part of the game, the rashers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I think we can all get behind rashers. Like we all endorse rashers here on the channel. But sorry vegans for disappointing you there. But the thing is like well, for a character like Shan's, for example, is a great example because he got quite a lot of the spotlight in this game. And for me, like I don't know what you guys think about this, but he kind of felt more like the main character to me than Kasio did. Because he felt like he was actually going on a bit of a journey himself. And as you saw from like the postscript, he kind of got there as well, you know, and that's obviously very good. And it makes sense because again, like even in the 90s, how do you know you are non-binary? Because like even that term hasn't been invented yet. The idea, the concept hasn't been invented yet. Even though you know yourself, you don't know, you're neither male or female. You're kind of like, you're neither. So it's like, how do you express that? How do you live your life like that in a sense? So I thought he was a very good character. Like I said, I think if there's just more information, if everything was fleshed out a bit more, then I would have really loved the whole game as a premise. Although I would still totally agree that the presentation is stunning. It's so well done in how it does things and how it like gets its point across. I can't fault it on that front.
Game with like the future characters.
Like, yeah, I would have ditched the future aspect altogether. I don't think it works at all. And I do mean that in a nice way, where like if you I think I mentioned earlier on, like
lose anything.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. If anything, I think you would have gained a lot.
Yeah, I agree that like in terms of character development, you don't lose anything if you take it out. But I do like the fact that there's an alternative situation going on, a parallel situation going on, and you dip in and out of it, and the fact that even the transitioning between past and present, like it is just, it's a nice touch, and I think it's more that's kind of the purpose of it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I found it just a nice kind of like quite heavy moments going on in the present or the past, sorry, and then you kind of jump forward to this like really like acid trippy, obviously meant to be an impending doom situation, but I was kind of digging it. But like, I agree with you to the uncertain level, up to the point of it should be the least interesting part of a character, that the fact that they're gay or that they're non-binary or that they're trans. I will say, for people out there who look for representation of themselves in the media, having that as their main character might be what they need as a person, to see someone just being trans and going, oh, that's what I am. Oh, that makes sense.
And that's not lost to me either. Like again, this is me coming from my very narrow window of like what characters should be and what I think they are. I
do agree.
It's very different.
When I meet someone, my first thought isn't, well, what's their preference and what's their those type of things. It's like, are they a nice person? Are they sound? is kind of the general thing, and you don't really get that information. And I do agree with you there. You don't know, is Jack standoffish, like, you know, and that's why Kasio doesn't know him. Or is it that Kasio just hasn't got a chance to really, you know, talk to Jack in any meaningful way?
Yeah.
Like, this only happened over a course of a few days as well. So Kasio wouldn't have necessarily had a chance to meet Jack and talk to Jack and get to know Jack. So, you know, that might be...
She doesn't know Jack.
He said the line, Bart.
But yeah, no, like I think, yeah, no, it's really interesting, a really interesting concept to have all of those others as the main cast and crew of a game. And I think that could do like really good things for people's, you know, self-identifying, helping, you know, like to help them self-identify or whatever, and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's good. And yeah, really, really well done. Artwork, music, class.
Yeah,
to nitpick like that, as I said before, I think some of the gameplay, the epilogue should have been in the game.
Or should have been left out entirely. Like, you'd say if it was in the game, it might have been too stilted. Like, it might have been too information dump.
Yeah. I get you. Or like, if you were to, you know, crawl along a certain trail and get those kind of choices of what you do in this situation maybe a bit earlier in the game, it might give you that opportunity to, like, you might, in that party scene, you might have had a chance to go talk to Jack and find out a bit more, and then he gets more information in the epilogue, and that sort of a thing. Like, that might be, you know, if they were to develop any more games on these characters, maybe that's a thing that they could do.
Exactly. Like, it just seemed a bit weird to like give you choice at the end when like you have been told the story up to this point. So it's like that was just a bit jarring from my point of view. But again, I was going to make this point during the epilogue, but like when I was playing this, I immediately was thinking of Life is Strange and how that was trying to get its story across. And I was thinking, like, this game has done Life is Strange so much better than Life is Strange could ever do, because you have all the characters defined and they're not like ashamed of themselves. Like, that's not the point. The point is that like they are what they are, and like they've accepted themselves. They're in the process of accepting their own selves, if you like. And we're along for the ride, watching it all happen. Now, what I would like to have seen was the dynamics. You know, like, our main criticism of the second Life is Strange was that it was only two characters and they're both boring as fuck. You know, so like the dynamics was probably grand between the two of them, but we had no pull, we had no traction, we had no reason to be. Whereas in this game, you had all that, you just didn't have the detail, and that's my kind of grievance, if you like, because I wanted to know more, and the fact that this game wanted me to know more about these characters is an accomplishment. It is an achievement, and hopefully for other people who want to play this, it'll be the same. They want to know more about these type of people, you know, gay, trans, non-binary, you know, like that. The fact that these are presented as like legitimate people with like pros and cons and so forth, like they're not just defined by their sexuality. That should be the key message there. And I think this game is a good opportunity to do that. I again think just more detail was what this game needed, really. And well, lads, I think that's it. So, lads, thank you very much for watching this Fenian plays. I know we did have notions of doing Watch Dogs, but this came up in the meantime, and it's an all Irish production, so we're going to be totally biased and play something that like we were going to do anyway. And we could leave the angry Nordy bullshit for next year. So, with that in mind, lads, I hope you yourself have enjoyed it, found, and our contributions to the game itself. And sure, lads, we'll see you for the next one next year, whenever that may be.
Yeah.
Bye.
Slán.
Good
luck to you.